Alright, so it is Saturday afternoon here at the tiny house, and we're going to trim some windows. So basically this window is set up for a 2x4 wall with a 1/2 inch sheetrock, and we use 3/4 inch tongue and groove on the whole building. So we have to build this jam set out 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to do that by using screen molding on it. I bought some at the hardware store today. So we're going to attach some screen molding to it, and then we're going to put trim around the outside of it. So we'll talk our way through it. We'll see if I can help anybody figure out how we go about doing this. And this is going to be a fairly traditional trimmed window. We're not going to put a sill plate on it because of the width of the stairs. We don't want to cut any room off of the stairs. So we're just going to keep it right tight and flat and see how it looks when we're done. So we're going to take a couple measurements, and then we're going to go cut some pieces. Alright, so we have our main pieces cut, our 4 pieces of screen molding, and then our 2 pieces of trim for the top and bottom. And the reason I'm doing the top and the bottom first is because I bought 6 footers and the window is 71, so it barely fits. So what we will do is we'll fix the screen molding on right underneath the window, like so, and then we will add the top and the bottom, and then we will be all set and good to go. Okay, so what we do here is we have a rough ready to go piece, and I'm picking the rough side and I'm hiding it, but I still want some character and edges because that's what I'm building. I'm going to give a slight reveal on this side. So I hold the trim piece up so I can rough cut, so I can get a final mark on it and I can get a good clean edge. Come over to this side, give myself a pencil mark, and then I'm good to go. So then I can go cut this piece to size. And just to be thorough, I'm going to trim the other piece down to the same size, because then I'll know that they'll be the same top and bottom, and what we'll end up with is a good clean fit, good equal running trim. It'll tend to look much cleaner in the end. So first step is putting our trim mold on. Okay, so we have a smaller gap on the ceiling, so we're going to trim this board down about, it looks like 1.25 inches or so. So we're going to take it outside, run it through the skill saw, which is all we have to trim this, but you know, we're going for more of that kind of look anyways. So we're going to fit this, we're going to trim that down, but in the meantime we're going to get these side pieces fit, because we can do that without making another trip out. Alright, one quick number, 63 1/4. We'll cut those, we'll rip that down, and we'll trim the rest of this window out. So just want to take a minute here and kind of cover what I'm using to do this window. So every piece of tongue and groove in this tiny house has been put on with a Paslode impulse nailer. I really like this nailer, and for any type of this kind of work where you don't have access to the heavy tools or the commercial grade stuff, this is a commercial grade gun that's put on every single piece of tongue and groove, every single piece of trim in this tiny house. If you take the time and you just use it correctly, it'll service every single piece of work you can do on one of these little jobs like this. So love this nail gun, had it for a few years now, and it works every single time. And the unique thing about this particular one is I don't have a miter saw with me, and all of my Makita 6.5 inch cordless skill saws don't have a battery with me. So all I have up here is my Harbor Freight Bauer tools, and they're good tools to have out here because they come in handy. The drill is really good. The cordless saw is not great, but it gets the job done, and if you're patient with it, it'll do everything you need it to do. Couple of the tools, I have a jigsaw, and we'll show that in the next window trim, so because we got to trim away some of the tongue and groove that we let hang into the opening. But you know, all in all, the tools are super affordable, and you can get all the work done with those tools. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because I get people that ask me all the time what I use up here. I don't really know if they watch the channel or anything, but I figured I'd just answer the question here. So yeah, let's get back to it. We got the last couple of numbers. We'll put the last 3 pieces of trim in this window. We'll call it good. Okay, so the lighting seems like it could be a little rough, and if it is, I probably won't ever show anybody this little section of footage, but So the window's all done. It's not perfect, but it's not supposed to be. This is a not up north Northwoods feel. So we keep the little imperfections on the wood. I like that. I like the way that looks and feels. So for this window is totally done. We ran those trims down past the side. The window is all cleaned up now. It's ready to go. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I'm happy with the results. And it's the biggest feature that you see when you walk into this room. So as far as the statement it makes, it has exactly the statement and feel that I want it to feel. It's a big, light, inviting window that works for this space. I lose some wall space, but what I gain for it is, look at this picture. Look at the picture that's here every time I show up. Sometimes it has snow in it, like today. Sometimes it has rain in it. Sometimes it has sun in it. But it's always a different picture. And in a couple of months, it's going to be snow-filled and no leaves on the trees. And then a couple months after that, it's going to be light, just blooms happening everywhere and animals running around the tiny house again, just like in every spring. So I hope you enjoy this video. That's one window trimmed. I got 5 more to go. I'm going to do some more today. We'll see how far I get. But I hope you enjoy this video, and maybe if you watch it and if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. But we trimmed this window with a Harbor Freight Bauer circular saw and one little battery and a Pazload impulse nailer. I don't have an air compressor, don't have big power up here, don't have big miter box, but as you can see, you can get the job done if you're really careful and you do what you need to do. Take your time, make the cuts right, make the cut square, and when you're all done, you got something that you can be proud of. Hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.